This is an overview and summary of linear equations and graphing lines. You've been exposed to a lot of algebra this semester and have put those skills to use in this chapter. Since this is a summary, you should already know about the coordinate plane, the x and y axis, and how to solve linear equations. Even if you're still learning the algebra, you can continue practicing your skills until the end of the course. For now, it's all about the slope and the equation of a line. So this is a continuation of the summary, linear equations, and graphing lines. Usually when I teach this course, I always think of this particular chapter as a puzzle and putting the pieces of puzzles together, and the framework is all around the slope and the equation of a line. So you really want to understand the slope and the equation of a line and how they relate to each other. They're really, really important. We talked about a few new terms. We talked about the intercepts, and we also talked about the horizontal and vertical line, and the slopes of those horizontal and vertical lines are going to be pretty cool. So that's going to be nice. So look, this formula of the slope is what you want to understand, get familiar with, and know how it fits and relates to the equation of a line. And finally, I want you to keep in mind this note, is that a linear equation of a line can be written in several different forms. And those different forms I want to make sure that you clearly understand, and of course how it relates to the slope. Okay, as I mentioned previously, that the equation of a line comes in several different forms, or the equation of a line can be written in several different forms. And here are two familiar forms. The slope-intercept form, we say it's y equal mx plus b. The slope-intercept, because you can just really look at it and see that the coefficient before x is the slope, use the variable m, and then the y-intercept b. So in this example, y equals negative 5x plus 7, you can clearly see that the slope is negative 5 and the y-intercept is 7. So this equation of a line is in the slope-intercept form. And then you have the standard form. The standard form, ax plus by equals c. C is a constant that always stays the same. The standard form in this example is 9x plus 17y equals negative 18. And the only thing, or one thing you can remember here, is that both a and b can never be 0, but you don't have to worry about that until you kind of get to the horizontal and vertical lines. So these are linear equations in two variables. Okay, as we continue with more on equations of a line, as you know, you can write an equation of a line in several different forms. And here are the next two forms of the equation of a line. And they represent horizontal and vertical lines. Now, horizontal and vertical lines always equal a constant. So no matter what, if we look at the first example, y equals negative 6, no matter what x is, the y is always going to be negative 6 constantly. And that slope is 0. But more importantly, look at the graph of the equation of a line, y equals negative 6. If you look at the vertical line, vertical is where x is a constant. In this example, x equals 2. The slope is undefined. And more importantly, look at the graph of an undefined slope. So I really want you to pay attention and understand the difference, or recognize the difference between these two equations of a line, and pay particular attention to the slope, the graph, and the equation. When you are asked a specific question, find the equation of a line. Another formula that you want to be familiar with is the point-slope formula. Looking closely, y minus y sub 1 equals the slope, quantity x minus x sub 1. If you take a moment to look at the point-slope formula, you can see that this is the slope. It's just a simplified ratio. This point-slope formula is typically used to build an equation to answer find the equation of a line when you have a point on the line and you know the slope. So when you know the slope and know a point on the line, the point-slope formula is a good first step. In this example here, I have the slope equals -4, and then the 2 points x sub 1, y sub 1 is 3, 2. And then I just substituted into the formula to get the y minus 2 equals -4 quantity x minus 3. So this is not a simplified. So remember, when using the point-slope formula, the equation of a line can be written in slope-intercept form or in standard form. That's a quick summary of linear equations and graphing lines. So your next steps are to complete all the homework and quiz assignments in educosoft.com. That comes from section 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 3.4 in the chapter review before you take the next assessment. That's it.